because technically when they're watching it, they may watch it in 2024.
I think a bug just went in my nose.
Every time it's a different bug. Sometimes it's like a yellow jacket that thing is. Sometimes it's a bug that goes in his nose.
I think it went in.
You have a problem, man.
Oh my God, do you see anything in my nose?
So why, Jed, are we on the hill right now?
That's a great question. Because today we are going to be talking about what happens when you have to garden on a hillside.
Dun, dun, dun.
Obviously, in ideal circumstances, we would only be gardening on flat surfaces, but sometimes we run out of flat surfaces to garden on. Or you might live in a place where you don't have any flat surfaces to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's you, oh, you're in luck. The next 8 to 11 minutes is going to be just up your alley. So when we're looking to grow food on a hillside or garden on a hillside, there's 3 main considerations we have to think about when we're looking at our solutions. The first one is the role of water. The second is erosion. And the third is general safety.
I guess everybody has like some physics understanding and how water behaves. So when you put water in a hill, what it does, it stands still. It doesn't move. You need someone behind that say, "You run off right now." So when it rains on a hillside, for sure the water gonna like run down. And the steeper the hill is and faster the water is gonna be. So what we're gonna try to do here is try to slow down and redirect as much as possible water where we need it in order for it to store underground.
So one of the challenges is whenever we're working on a steep slope, and the steeper the slope, the worse it is, we're going to get erosion. The water is going to take all of that nutrient-rich soil towards the top and wash it down the hill.
The last one, safety. For sure, working on a hill is more dangerous. If there is some dirt, some dirty dirt like we have here, to slip here and fall and break a leg or anything else, it's very easy to do.
No, don't let go! Don't let go! Oh, God. We'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing with our project later in this episode, but first we're going to talk through a couple of the options that we looked at. The most straightforward one from a gardening perspective is terraces. Terraces just means you're basically building a retaining wall that's going to hold back the soil and create level steps up the hillside.
The other technique used in permaculture is swale. The idea of swale, it's a little bit like the terracing. We need to level. So we're gonna leave the hill as it is, and at a certain point we're gonna dig a trench and put that extra dirt right after the trench in order to form a mound, and then the hill gonna continue. This is called the swale, and that swale has to be perfectly leveled with the hillside. So during the rain, what's gonna happen is all the water gonna run down the hill and gonna literally be slowed down by the trench and the mound, by the swale itself. And what we do here is we're gonna plant trees on top of the mound with the bushes and other stuff we're gonna plant there. The tree gonna wick up the water, and all the system gonna help to keep the water at the level of the swale.
So earlier this year, we embarked on a project here in our garden to do some hillside farming of our own. We decided to build a berry zone adjacent to our main garden, and we had to choose what would kind of work best for the space that we were working in. So we mainly chose terraces over swales because we were working in a pretty small space. It would have been very hard to make swales there, and because of the slope we were working with. Also, what we were planting. We were not planting trees. We wanted to plant smaller berry bushes and some other annual plants in that space. So that's it. This episode, we're going to take you on a journey of how we built our terraces, our berry terraces, so that you can see what it's like. We used a bunch of different materials. We tried different approaches. We had some failures and some successes, and then we'll show you what it looks like at the end of the episode.
Mercy. Level it. Temperate. Game over.
Hi, everybody. This has been a very long week for us. We took on this project not fully knowing how big it was going to be.
Week? 1 week?
1 week? Has it been 2 weeks?
It's 2 weeks.
Time is an illusion. I don't know what's happening.
It was super exhausting work, and
So
we
dead.
thought it was going to be something very easy, and then Jed came with the amazing idea to, and listen to me, what if we use concrete bricks?
We knew we wanted to put berries on this hill. We didn't know exactly how, and we sort of figured it out as we went. Our first solution we came up with was these bricks that we are now sitting on. This is a retaining wall. We built this out of paver stones. These were relatively cheap. They were a pain in the butt to get up here onto the hill. And they're also a little bit annoying to set into place, but once you're done, they look amazing. And we decided to put these at the very bottom of our hill because this is where it's most important to hold back the dirt, right? This is the last stop before it hits the house, and we really wanted to have something nice and strong. 2 tiers up, as you can see behind us, we did not use bricks. Those were, like I said, very heavy and tiresome. We decided to switch it up and use wood for those tiers. So we used 2x12s, Douglas fir, and we just cut them to shape and put some rebar in the ground to kind of hold them in place. And so far it's working out pretty well for us.
And also the wood takes less space, and we're like short in space here, knowing that we had to put a path. What we did so far is we leveled everything. We broad forked where we're gonna plant, but we tempered the path, and everything is nice and level, so we're not gonna lose water when it's gonna rain. So the next step, because this is heavy clay, we're gonna add some amendment to lighten it a little bit, and we're gonna add some compost because this is not super rich. And after that, we're gonna mulch it.
The other thing you can't see, by the way, is this hill was really, really treacherous. We would store things over here before, and right where our feet are, there's actually another level of bricks down here that we flattened out the walking path. So we turned a really unsafe corner of our garden into a much, much safer and more accessible corner of our garden that we're also going to grow berries in. So I think those are 2 pros: safety and berries.
Hey guys!
Hi.
So welcome to the berry zone again, and as you can see, it's changed. I'm very proud of what we did here. It's just amazing. Like thinking, we did this? Did we? We did this?
Yeah.
No, there's no way we did this.
Well, I actually have a little surprise for you. Celine doesn't know this, but I actually went to Home Depot earlier today, and I bought 200 more of these bricks, and I'm going to have him carry them up the hill so that we can build more terraces all the way up the hillside here. And I think I'm about to get murdered. Yeah, it was super fun. We got to welcome a lot of our family and some of our friends to come up here into the berry zone, and it was great to watch them getting to harvest their own raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, currants, all kinds of wonderful, delicious things.
Yeah, it's exactly what we do here. We invite people to pick up food, and we watch them in secret. We're like, we hide behind the tree and go, look at that, he's picking the right one. Who is picking the big one?
Wait, you were doing that? So we're super proud of what we accomplished here, but we also learned a lot throughout this process. So let's tell them some of the kind of key lessons that we learned while we were building our terraces here.
Yeah. Never ever again bring like bricks when you're like on a hill.
Yeah, I'd say the first lesson is, yes, this was a very physically demanding project. These jerks made me carry bricks up the stairs on my birthday as part of a ruse to surprise me.
Happy fondue day to you. Happy fondue day to you. Yes. Happy fondue day to you.
So many questions. Why did you let me carry up bricks? I would not recommend someone to do terraces unless that's the space that you have available. If you've got flat area to work with, use your flat area.
Before working everything here, prep the terrace, we already designed where the thing is gonna be. and especially for the blueberries, because the blueberries like a soil more acidic, between 4.5 to 5.5 on the average, and the other one doesn't. So if we put the blueberries on a higher level, the risk is when we amend the soil and make it more acidic, with the rain, the water might bring the acidity in the lower level. And if we switch, for example, and put the raspberry here, if it might have be too acid for them.
So yeah, if you're going to be planting on a hillside, it's worth considering with your plants. If you have any plants that have very specific soil needs, where you're going to be amending that soil, those conditions may harm other plants. Make sure that the plants with the specific needs are towards the bottom of your hill, not at the top, so it doesn't wash down and cause problems for the plants below.
Yeah, thank you for the good summary.
One other thing throughout this was that was definitely a challenge during this process is obviously keeping our terraces level was very, very important for managing our water. And so when we were building it, it was a constant struggle to be like setting bricks, leveling, re-leveling, constantly leveling. And it felt like it felt like thankless work. But once we were done, I was so grateful that we had done that work, because what we have here is something that will hopefully stand the test of time. And so far has done a really good job of distributing the water pretty evenly throughout our terraces. So it's been a really fun summer of berries here in our berry zone. And even better, some of these are ever-bearing fruit. So we're going to keep getting fruit throughout the year. It's not just like a one and done deal. This zone is going to keep churning out delicious bears for us to nosh on. I don't know why I'm talking like this all of a sudden. It just sort of happened, and I can't stop it. Dirty dirt. I like that.
Dirty dirt?
Dirty dirt.
I said dirty dirt?
You like that dirty dirt? Dirty dirt. Yeah.